Hey Musties! If you recall, in my Godzilla bootleg and knockoff collection volume 6, I showed this what appears to be a Godzilla King of the Monsters 2019 bootleg. It has very similar features to the movie version of Godzilla. But one of the highlights of this figure is this sharp blue paint that's very reflective. And now I have this Godzilla, which is similar in a lot of ways. The bright blue reflective spine colors, the detailed in the sculpting is very similar. The paint applications. And not only that, but the actual quality too. It's vinyl. You can actually squeeze it just a little bit. It's not super soft, but being in direct sunlight like this will probably soften it up over time. But this is more like an iguana type design here, which I think is really unique. Just simply looking at his face, he has this throat pouch, the hunched over approach, the curvature of the spines. But this really does have a lot of detail. I mean, I like just even looking at the little bumps and ridges along the edge of the tail here. There's a lot to actually like about this design. He's got 3 toes, though he does have back here a little, I don't even want to call it like a thumb, but just like a little hitch. The paint application is pretty good overall. I mean, obviously the reflective blue is very bright compared to everything else. He's got a pretty sharp red tongue here. Not sharp as in physical sharp, the paint coloring. They even put a little white around the edge of his teeth, which I'm not the biggest fan of those white teeth. I wish they would have just kept it the same color as some of these back teeth here. They really went all out with making like a variety. They didn't skimp on the spines. They made them nice and beefy looking, and they're thick layers. Now he does have some minor articulation. For example, you can get his arm to move here on the shoulder area. Can he even do a look, he can even do a full 360. This arm here can move too, but you'd have to consider moving the leg out of the way. But you can definitely get some poses with the arms to make it look like he's perhaps getting ready to grab something. I also noticed his wrist and forearm design is very like crab claw like. It's very meaty looking. It's a very different concept. I will say though, I've always liked the 3-toed design of Godzilla best. When it comes to the leg, you can get some articulation with it. You could probably even do a full 360, honestly. Yeah, it's gonna be pretty close. I mean, the shoulder will be here in the way. But there's not really any posing you can do with the legs because they are flat and they're designed to balance. The tail snaps into place here, but it can come off very easily. Just sitting out here in the sun doing this review has made this soften up enough that it starts to show gaps and want to fall out. You can pop that back in, and as long as you keep it in a cool area, it works pretty well. Here's a brief look at his underside. And even a top-down approach. I like the way his shadow looks over here. It may not look like it on camera, but if you line this up from the tip of the claw on the left foot, from our angle, to the tip of the tail, it's about 10 inches. From the snout to the base of the tail is about 11 inches. And his top spine is about 8.5 inches. In the future, I'm going to try to do these bootleg videos separately, independent, because waiting forever to get enough to do a whole collection video, it just doesn't seem worth it. I'm just going to do these individually to get them to you sooner.